I should be doing more. Why am I not doing stuff?
But this is like kind of our first time to be able to be alone and do what we want to do.
Right. Kind of be like single girls.
Yeah.
You know?
Your family of origin unit
has completely changed.
Yeah.
Reinitiated my Friday dates with myself.
Tell me about that.
This is not to call you out on anything.
Mine is completely different. I shouldn't even say this.
Welcome back to Worth Mentioning.
With Megs and Mel.
I'm Megs.
And I'm Mel. And good morning to you too.
Yeah, and we've just decided to turn this whole month into kitchen episodes.
This is our cozy kitchen episode.
And this one is morning time coffee because it is morning time.
It is.
It is.
It is, yeah.
Did you sleep good last night?
I did.
Yeah.
So I sleep with Meg on these weekends, and I sleep in Meg's spare bedroom on these weekends. But who I do actually sleep with sort of is Blue.
Yeah.
Your dog, because Blue insists on sleeping in the guest bedroom.
Because it was Julia's room and she always would sleep in there with Julia. So she's kind of used to doing that.
Right.
I think she kind of wanders throughout the house at night, which is why I tell you to keep the door propped open.
She does wander.
She kind of patrols, I think.
Uh-huh.
So I heard something interesting.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know if I heard it. It might have been comment section. I don't know. I saw it somewhere, whatever, online. And it made me really pause and think. Okay, so you know how in our summers here, and this totally relates to what we're talking about today. So you know our summers here are excruciatingly hot, right?
What? Yes, they are.
Like, you think end of May, easing into June, you're like, oh, this is actually pleasant.
It's going to be okay.
It's not too bad, yeah.
And
now it's like every day's a heat advisory with
it's like sitting in the sauna wearing a wool coat.
Heat indexes of 115 degrees with 80 or more % humidity.
We're very swampy. We are swampy.
I compared it to, when you open the oven door to check on something to see if it's ready and you get that blast of heat. That's what it's like walking out the door.
Exactly. But it's a damp heat. It's like opening the sauna too.
And at first it can feel good because
when you're cold,
it's cold inside because we got the AC cranking.
What do you call that? Office winter?
Office winter.
Yeah. So we have office winter in the house and in the office.
Okay. But I heard somebody say in the South where we are, we have, this is when we experience more like seasonal affective disorder, which is typically related with
darkness,
winter.
Yes.
And more northern states that experience a lot of extreme temperatures with snow and stuff where they
do you think it's because of the temperature or the darkness? For me, it's the darkness.
Well, it can be that too.
Okay.
But it can also be because there's less to go out and do because of the snow.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
So that affects people usually more in the northern areas, right? And somebody was like, we get that here in the summer because it's so hot outside. You can't go do like things you would normally do. You want to get outside and do stuff, but when you go, it's miserable and you don't want to, you wind up not doing it very long, or you just don't do it at all.
It's not fun.
And and I was talking to one of my daughters about this, and I was like, I just stumbled on something, and I think it explains something we both have been feeling of like, a little bit of sadness and like, just feeling out of sorts, and I told her about it, and I was like, I heard somebody say we kind of get that here in the summer because it doesn't have to do with the light. Obviously we have tons of sunlight during the summer, but it has to do with the heat and just not being able to get out and do things that you want to do or that you would normally do.
Right.
Like even just taking a walk. Like I was telling you, I don't walk my dog that much in the summer now. I do in June. It's fine in the mornings, but like now it's like,
I know it's too hot.
It's already so bad.
Yeah.
So, I think.
Do you think you're having a little seasonal affective disorder?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it's not officially that, but it's similar. I think it's very similar to it.
You're not in a deep depression.
No. No.
No need to.
But it is this like stir crazy kind of feeling.
A 3-day vacation anywhere.
No.
Right.
But it's like this, like you're inside going like you're like, I should be doing more. Why am I not doing stuff? And it's like, oh, because like I literally don't want to get out and go do anything.
Yeah.
unless it's air conditioned.
Yeah. I didn't ever think about that, but that does.
I didn't either.
I don't think I am being as affected as you are by
Yeah.
it, but do. I think that I have, that we're definitely limited in what we can do.
Yeah.
So,
And then I was just thinking about that because, it kind of relates to some of what we're going to talk about today, which has to do with being alone versus being lonely, and
mhm,
how loneliness is an epidemic right now. And I think it points to there's so many different things that can impact each individual and how
mhm.
that affects them.
Yeah.
Like it's all different. There's so many different factors that go into it.
Mhm.
Um, like for me, I remember like in June, I went and visited my daughter who and her fiance who had just moved. And I came back, did something with my other daughter in town like the next day. I was driving home and I just had this feeling of just sadness overwhelm
Mhm.
me
Yeah.
because I was like, okay, I knew I wasn't going to see my daughter and her fiance for almost 2 months after seeing
And
her
she's just moved, so you're getting used to the fact that she is in
in
several
a place
states
where I
away.
can't drive to in
Mhm.
an hour.
Right. Yes.
you know, um, it takes, it's a long day of a road trip or flight.
Yeah.
So I was driving and I just felt like overwhelmingly sad.
Mhm.
And I'm going home and I love my house, but I was like, it felt empty. It felt
Mhm.
like I felt homesick. And I get like that sometimes. I feel homesick even in my own
Do
home
you?
sometimes. And I think, like for me, I tell my girls, I'm like, home is wherever y'all are.
Yeah.
And that's one reason, like, I love our vacations together now, even more than I ever have,
Yeah.
because we can be anywhere in this world and I feel at home
Right.
when they're with me.
You have them with you.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I just,
And that's going to be harder and harder because they're at an age now where it's going to be less and less.
hmm
And it'll transition. It'll have ups and downs. I mean,
right.
there's going to be when there's grandchildren, and you'll
hmm
be, I'm sure, they'll want you very involved in that process. They'll need help, but I think we're facing more time away from them.
Yeah. And I think, did we talk about this last night when I was like, I kind of see it as it's all very cyclical,
It
right?
is.
So we are both really in
And
a, we have different emotions about everything, but like we're both in the same kind of space where our children are out of the house.
mhm.
You have one that's kind of a toe in, a toe out.
Right. I have one still in college and in the same town, so
Yeah.
which is nice
Yeah.
because I still
You
have
get
the
to
toe
see them
in.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is like this time where we're enjoying
The
that
freedom.
time too of being
Yes.
alone. So that's the thing. It's
Because
like
what we were talking about is this is like kind of our first time to be able to be alone and do what we want to do.
right, kind of be like single girls,
Yeah. Yeah.
just doing it in,
Uh-huh.
not in our 20s.
Right.
So I think it's like we have this I feel like this is a moment in time and I probably will look back on it kind of fondly and be like, "Oh, that was kind of fun."
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I know it'll be filled with some other things later on, like you said, with, when there are grandkids in the picture and there's just more, more, what's the word? Things to do. I mean,
Mhm.
just a different part of the life that comes into it.
Yeah.
Um, and having different things to participate in. So I feel like then it'll be like another phase in your life that
Yeah.
happens.
Well, and some of this for you too is that I hope it's okay to say this and you can cut it out if you want to, but you've lost your
hmm
parents
Yeah, it's okay to say
and your
it.
dad pretty recently.
Yeah.
So,
Right. So I lost my mom 12 years ago.
mhm.
Well, time keeps moving and I keep forgetting to forward the clock.
I
So
know.
it's 14 years ago that I lost my
Has it
mom
been that
now,
long?
2012.
Wow.
Um, and then I lost my dad because I lost my dad in 24, but it still feels like it was this year to
Yeah.
me. So then that's why the 12 years keeps,
I
but it's
understand
not,
that.
it's 14
Yeah.
since my mom and 2 years now since my dad.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel that way. But yeah, that is another part of it, I
That's a
think, is
big
like,
loss.
um, the family unit, the family
Mhm.
dynamic
Right. Your
has
family of origin unit.
completely changed.
Yeah.
It's like,
See, mine, knock on wood, is still intact,
yeah, yeah,
which scares me, every day. But,
I
but
know.
anyway, but yeah,
But
so
yeah,
your family of origin has changed, and now
right.
your girls are both adults.
Yeah. And it's like now I'm like
Are you the
the
matriarch?
matriarch.
It
I
sounds
don't like
so
that. I don't like
old.
that word, but I am the leader of the family, so to
You
speak. I'm
are.
like the
Uh-huh.
oldest generation. I guess that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
in our little family unit.
Yeah.
They do still have their grandparents on their dad's side,
Right.
which is great.
Yeah. You've had some big losses.
Yeah. Um,
And
thank
then
you.
we all went through COVID.
I think that was another big thing that
Mm-hmm.
changed a lot of how we are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It
And yeah,
stripped away some of the socialization, and I think things are swinging back around.
they are. But I don't know that I felt like we were like frogs like boiling in the water. Like it like crept up on us like
We're
how
frogs.
well, that whole thing where it's like you put the frog in the pot of water and then you
Okay.
turn it up and you turn it up and you turn it up and all of a sudden it doesn't realize that it's in the middle of
Oh
this
my
like
god.
okay, well, no, have
I
you
don't think
not
I've
heard
heard
that?
that. That sounds
Have you?
terrible.
You've never heard
I
that?
don't think so.
That's very common. I didn't just pull that out of my ass.
I'm sure.
Uh, but no, like just I guess what I'm trying to say is like something slowly
Mhm.
changing, and you kind of almost don't realize it. And now
Yes.
we're sitting here and realize how isolated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing, and I thought of this recently, I had right after my dad died, like a few months later is when the cancer stuff started with me, and that was a whole nother like
That's a whole
year
other
and a half of
thing.
my life
Yeah.
towards that. So then things changed during that time. Like I was just thinking, um, okay, so one of the things I do, and I've talked to you about this, is I've been reinitiated my Friday dates with myself.
Tell me about that because I've only
so
heard tiny little bits. I want to know more.
So it was something I started doing when I started working from home
Hmm.
on my after I left my last job and I started my own business. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be like basically designing my own life here and how my work is going to be, Fridays are going to be for me.
Hmm.
I started that in 2021.
Okay.
So, on still during like the pandemic
Hmm.
stuff happening, right? Well, so I was like, I'm going to at least get out every Friday and go do something different, fun. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It's just like getting out and doing something.
Hmm.
And then I noticed over, like you were just talking about, when things slowly change
Hmm.
and you don't realize it,
And,
and then one day it's gone.
right.
And I think so my dad's stuff started early 2024. Well, not that early, April, and then he
Hmm.
was dead. And that sounds so blunt. And then he passed away in June.
Hmm.
So, and then my stuff started with the whole health things.
Hmm.
So I slowly throughout that time, like when my dad was going through his stuff, I wasn't going on Friday dates with myself. I wasn't
No.
going and doing those kind of things. Um, so that started fading. And then when I was dealing with my stuff and all the doctor's appointments and surgeries and
Hmm.
recoveries and all of that, that wasn't happening either. And so I kind of realized like maybe a month ago, I was like, I remember, wait, like, oh, I used to do this thing,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I used to like for Fridays, like Phoebe and I would meet for lunch. Like I'd go
Hmm.
drive, up to where she is,
Right.
and
I remember.
we'd
Yeah.
go for lunch.
And y'all kind of started reinstituting that, right?
And so we're trying to bring that back
Right.
too. So yeah, so my Friday dates, it can be, I just try to start thinking in the beginning of the week, like what's something fun to
Hmm.
go do. And like right now, like I said,
Hot.
it's hot. So
Hmm.
it's indoor things.
So what have you been
I
doing?
mean, so one day I went to, I was like, something that inspires me a lot is just being surrounded by different types of art. So I
Right.
went to a local studio that was actually closing and did some shopping, bought some, pretty things, ceramics and
Yeah.
stuff. And then I went across the street to a local hotel and got some lunch there.
Oh.
And then, yeah, so that was like a
Yeah.
Friday date.
Okay.
Another one was I went to this new place here called Farmers, where they have all kinds of things from local farmers.
Hmm.
So it's local fresh produce.
Yeah.
or prepared goods locally. And it's just like got a great vibe. It's just cute. Like I'm all about like how places make me feel and like just the overall, it's kind of like romanticized, you know, it just feels
Yes.
like fun and girly
Yeah.
and just like, it just feels good. So, you know, go pick out fresh stuff that I can cook at home and whatever. So I did that. And then my most recent one I really liked. So I was like, oh, I haven't been to our museum in a while, the New
Oh,
Orleans Museum of Art, NOMA. And I was like,
I've never been to the NOMA
oh, well, we should
or the
go.
MoMA.
um, so I was like, I'm going to do that. So I went to, and I love going to the
You
museum.
need to bring me to the NOMA.
Yeah. And I love
Seriously.
just like wandering through. It's quiet. I can really, you know, just look at stuff, kind of like get my thoughts on it. Then they have a great cafe in there that, in a gift shop. So walk around the gift shop, go to the
Hmm.
cafe, get a pastry and a little iced coffee and
Yeah.
sit in there and just,
Yeah.
and then I went to Farmers after that. So that was a fun Friday date. Yeah. So that was one of the things I had stopped doing and brought back
Good.
because I was like, wait, I used to, why did I stop doing that? And then I was
And
like,
then you
oh,
remembered why you stopped
life.
doing it. Life.
Yeah.
You had a lot of big
I had a lot of
events.
big things going on.
Hmm. Especially when the kids first moved out and yeah, I'm recently divorced and but separated for a while now. And so I went through that loneliness period definitely. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
still like it still sometimes happens, but I filled my time in different ways. Like
Mm-hmm.
for me, like and I remember sitting at my house and just like it was so quiet and it was just very unsettling almost. And
Mm-hmm.
I had never lived by myself ever. I've never, this was the first time I've ever lived in a house, lived anywhere by myself because I'd always had roommates or was married or whatever, lived with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very strange. But that's when I started learning. I started going back to the gym
Mm-hmm.
because I ran out of excuses. You know, it's like I had time.
You're right.
I
I
had the time.
know.
And that's when I trained to be an instructor
Mm-hmm.
and then I started doing mahjong and I
Mm-hmm.
started kind of getting that together and trying to like go, be more open to going places with
Mm-hmm.
people. Like I had one friend who invited me to these, there's like, little just easy like Thursday or Friday night, like city, like concerts or whatever, outdoor, open air.
Right.
Yeah. Which I
Yeah.
hadn't done that in forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went a couple of times to those, which I really liked and just trying to like do more things like that. So that's how I filled my time, which is
Yeah.
a little bit different.
Yeah.
So and so now, of course, now I feel busy. Right now, I feel like I've been a little bit busy.
No.
Now I'm a little busy, which I like, but now I'm like,
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
I know. And, you know, so it's like, that's why I was saying in the very beginning, you know, there's alone and there's loneliness.
hmm
And I think overall, I'm very good at being alone.
hmm
My personality is very much like I can be a homebody and be
yeah,
at home for a long time, and completely entertain myself and be in my own little
yeah. You must have done well during the pandemic
dream
in
world. Oh, we
general.
thrived.
But I feel
We
like
had so much fun.
even people who thrived and enjoyed it for a while, I feel like even people like that are starting to feel
Hmm.
especially lonely now.
Right. Yeah. And be like, I
Like I
was
think we
involved at like a yoga and Pilates place before the
right.
pandemic. And then when they closed,
Yeah.
I never went back.
Yeah.
And that's when I really shaped like my home stuff even more so and love what I
Mhm.
do at home. And that's another thing. I will get back out and start going back to the yoga place.
Yeah.
So I was saying, I think I'm overall very good at being alone. But then sometimes I'd say five, it's a very small amount. But when
Mhm.
that loneliness creeps in,
Mhm.
it sucks.
It sucks. Yeah. It does.
It's, you know, and it can be related to, it can be various things. Sometimes it's about my dad or my parents in general, just, you know,
Mhm.
and being sad and missing
Mhm.
them. Or it can be, like I said, like just missing times when my girls were here
Yeah.
all the time, you know, just
Yeah.
like the difference of,
Yeah.
like I told you one day, I was like cleaning Julia's old room. And
Yeah.
even though like her stuff's not in there anymore, I've kind of redecorated it. But
Yeah.
I just sat down and started crying because I was just sad thinking about, you know, all the life that was in there.
What are you going to do to make yourself to have less loneliness?
I mean, I think that's just like an evolving thing. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything to do. It's just making sure you don't like, first of all, I think in those moments, like I said, it's like maybe 5% of the time.
Yeah.
It's very small.
Yeah.
Um, sometimes you just need that. You have to feel it. I just let myself cry. I feel it, and then I
Yeah.
move on.
Okay. So you're okay with
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
See, I
like
was like, again,
it might
mine was
last an
different.
hour.
Oh, okay.
This isn't like days. This is usually like
Okay.
maybe a day sometimes where I'm just like in a funky mood because of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But like I get if I just like immerse myself, let myself just cry it out,
Yeah.
go, maybe look back at some pictures, do
Oh,
little
yeah.
memories and I'm fine.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So it's like it's more of like it just comes and go. It's just to me it's just part of
Yeah.
life. It's nothing that's stopping me from living. It's not like depression where I'm like
Yeah.
paralyzed and can't get out, of bed and do things when I feel
Right.
that way. It's just like a
Like, is there anything else that you want to add?
well, and that's why I'm bringing back my Friday
Right.
dates, Friday lunches. I mean, to me, when I'm traveling, and it's a lot. It's really it's either me and the girls are traveling now that Julia lives out of state. Her
Mm-hmm.
me going there, them coming here.
Yeah.
Just in keeping. I don't want to. It's not keeping busy. It's just staying engaged and active in
Yeah.
life.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just I think why I wanted to talk about this is because I think a lot of people can relate. A lot of people have varying degrees of it. Some do
Mm-hmm.
have it heavier on them where they are having difficulties with
Yeah.
normal daily living.
Yeah.
Um, and I just want people to know that they're not alone. There are things that you can do to help that if like thinking of things to kind of re-engage you. And then if you're beyond that, then there are people that can help you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
And there's so many options now online, even.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, one of the things I do is like I like to have noise in the house, and so like I'll listen to podcasts. Like
Mm-hmm.
I almost always have like my headphones on when I'm
Mm-hmm.
home and listen to podcasts, or like I like to hear people talking,
Mm-hmm.
just because it makes me feel like a little less alone.
Yeah. I mean, like I told you, music is on a lot of the
Hmm.
time in my house. If I'm not watching a
Yeah.
TV show, even when I'm in my office working, I have music on
Yeah.
or a podcast on, unless I'm like actually
Concentrating.
coaching somebody and
Right, right, right. Oh, yeah.
like where I can't
Yeah.
or listening. I even like when I edit these episodes, I usually what's part of like the creative feeling for me is like I put some music on in the
Hmm.
background. Taylor
Yeah.
Swift usually because it
Yeah.
really gets me in
A
a
certain,
good headspace for
yeah.
being for creativity. Um, so yeah, I think yeah, I just think there are varying degrees, and
Hmm.
just know that you're not
No,
alone.
a lot of people feel this way at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay. So another thing I think that is relevant can be work related too, and some of that had to do with the pandemic, but like so many more people working from home. I
Hmm.
work from home.
Yeah.
I think you did for a little
I
while,
worked from home and now I work in a building, but I don't work with
but
anyone
you're still
still.
very
I'm
much
still
alone
very
there.
alone. Uh-huh.
Would you rather like if you could? Would it make more sense just to be home then?
Yes.
If you're going to be alone in an office, I think I'd find that more depressing than being home,
Oh, it is.
right?
It is.
Okay.
It is
Because at
if
least
it
at home, you're surrounded by the things that comfort you.
all of those things are true. This is certainly not my decision.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is
I know.
far out of my control, but yes, I would much prefer to be at home.
Yeah.
If honestly, I would prefer if the rest of the people that I worked with were based here to go in the office at
Mm-hmm.
least 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Probably 3 would be
3 would
ideal.
be good.
3 would be
I don't want to
perfect.
push it.
No, but 3 would be great. Because I do like working around people,
Yeah.
and I miss that. I think there's a lot of things that you miss
Yeah, I do miss some of that.
when you miss like those. Like I think a lot of information gets exchanged in more casual formats,
Mm-hmm.
not in an official email
In
or
an
an
email.
official meeting. Like
Right.
there's just like conversations that
Yeah.
happen. So I think there's a lot of value in being in person. I don't think it needs to be every single day,
Right.
but if I can't be in person because that's in another state for me,
Yeah.
then yes, I'd rather be at
At
home.
home, for sure. I mean, I love working from home. I think I do have a great personality. Like it
Hmm.
fits my personality type
Yeah.
a lot. But I do see that as a shift, for sure. It's like you're
Hmm.
just not engaging with
It's an
people as much in
it's
general.
another way that we're becoming more isolated.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So as I progress, I don't think that's the right word. As life moves on, another thing I always have my eye open for is like maybe a volunteer opportunity or something
Mm-hmm.
where I can, find a place that I enjoy, like
Yeah.
going to like once a week or something,
Yeah.
just to, for a couple hours and doing something that I enjoy.
What do
You
you
just have to
think that would
find that
be?
thing.
I know.
I mean, when I growing up, I volunteered at like the SPCA. I volunteered at the Children's Museum. There were things like that. I wouldn't
I
mind
wondered if
doing.
a museum would be something you'd want to volunteer
It
at.
could be, but I can't. I don't want to be like a docent. Like I
I
don't
was
want to
gonna,
guide people around and tell because I don't know. You need to like be
yeah.
educated in
Uh-huh.
those things. I didn't study art, so I don't think I would be the right
I
person.
don't know.
Now, if it was like some kind of small museum where it was like they kind of give you like this is what you
I was gonna
say
say you
throughout
could
the things,
learn.
I could totally lead a tour.
Yes.
That is within my wheelhouse, but
Yeah.
it'd have to be the right place.
Right.
It wouldn't be the Museum of Art
I
because it's
gotcha.
just way too. It's not in
Yeah.
my knowledge base.
Right. Yeah.
I'd love to volunteer at like the zoo. Something with animals would be
Really?
fun. Animals, kids. These are things that I've have in my past. So it's yeah.
Okay. No, I would like to teach like more like yoga Pilates classes like I do, but
Yeah.
um, it's just hard to fit it all in.
Mm-hmm.
But I would do something like that because I get a lot of joy out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I think, with when I am coaching, I am interacting with people and
Hmm.
talking. So I don't feel completely isolated. It's not like I'm doing like some kind of, just strictly email job. And I'm still doing my coursework for the health and wellness coach
Yeah.
certification. So that is also an interactive thing when I'm in those classes.
Well,
So
and
that's
another thing you've talked
fun.
about is moving more into the city because right now you're more in a suburban area.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's a big piece too because like I said, it's not like even in this heat, if I were in a city where I want to be and I could walk like a block or two to get somewhere
yeah.
to do something, I would walk.
Shall we ask ourselves a question?
Yes, question of the day.
Yeah. Let's see. What is a little thing other people do that always means a lot to you?
A little thing that anybody who texting me back relatively quickly.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. That was not intentional.
When I get a quick answer, I love that. Just a response. This is not to call you out on anything, but that
No,
is something that is meaningful to
I
me.
understand that.
I
No,
understand people cannot respond
of
right away. I
course.
get
Right.
that.
No, but you can
But
generally respond in a reasonable amount of
I do
time.
appreciate it when it is somewhat prompt.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you?
I think mine is like a couple little things like when you enter a room and someone greets you and says hi, like if you're in the
Mm-hmm.
room, like, and where people are gathered and talking, but, people greet you and say hello instead
Yeah.
of just, waiting till you come up to I don't know why, like
Yeah.
that. And if like people save you a seat, like at the
Mm-hmm.
table, like,
Yeah.
come sit, hi.
Yeah. Saved you a seat.
Those are some
Yeah.
things like that. Being acknowledged, I guess,
Yeah.
like feeling like people are happy to see you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure. That is,
Yeah.
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 All right. One more.
Oh,
I'm going to do one more.
oh,
Yeah. I think
bonus
that's fine.
question.
If you didn't worry about the consequences or what other people thought, what's something you would love to do?
That's a challenging question.
I feel like you would know this.
Yeah, but I may not want to say it.
I'm trying to think about it too. Oh, I know. I know mine.
What?
Um, I would have like a YouTube channel where I was like, I vlogged my, like,
Uh,
where I did like a day, just like come with me kind
yeah.
of thing. Just, or there was some purpose to it. I don't know. I've always wanted to do that. I think it would be fun. That would be a
Mine
good
is
one.
completely different. I shouldn't even say this. No.
Oh.
It's so I've never tried any drug before except a couple of
Do
pot
you want to
gummies.
say this?
Yeah, I mean I've never
Okay.
done drugs.
Yeah.
None.
Okay.
Except a couple of pot gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Not recently.
Mm-hmm.
And if I always said that if I was, what is the word? Like if I was, what's the word for like if you're not chronically ill, but like if you were not gonna survive?
Oh, terminal?
terminal
Mhm.
that I would try. I'd like to try other drugs. I'd like to try drugs and see what they felt like.
Yeah.
But I'm scared of
Mhm.
consequences, not
Sure.
not just consequences like getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm also scared of like how I would feel because I don't like to feel out of control, which is a thing that's always like
That
stopped
or,
me.
and then certain drugs that lead to problems, addictions, and
Exactly.
yeah.
All of those things.
Yeah.
So if I had
If they're
no,
like, "You can do this and
there's not nothing bad
nothing
will
bad's gonna
happen to
happen
you.
to
I would
you.
like to see how that
You're just gonna
feels.
have the
One,
feeling."
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know that
Think
that's
about
ever going to happen. It doesn't feel realistic.
it.
But if there were, that's one thing. Yours is all like, I'd like to have a vlog. And I'm like, I'd like to get high. I want to know what it feels like, but I don't want any bad problems.
That's what I used my youth for.
Yeah. See, I was too chicken shit.
Okay. Are we good?
I think,
Do we want
I
any
think,
more?
no, I think we're good. I don't think we should have any more. I'm afraid of what might happen.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm afraid of what you might ask me.
Yeah, really.
Uh huh.
Okay.
All right, friend.
That was
Well,
good.
this has been a good chit
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
I think it was very.
Here, can we cheers with our coffee?
We can,
Okay.
even though I'm done with mine. Cheers.
Cheers.